Welcome, participants. Today is World Art Day, and the very reason why we are celebrating this World Art Day is in due respect to all artists. And today is the famous artist Leonardo da Vinci's birthday, which is celebrated to encourage creativity, freedom, and peace. And this year, the theme for 2025 for the World Art Day is Unity and Healing. So, today we're going to talk about how we are inculcating psychological techniques in a therapeutic session through arts. So there's a lot of healing which happens with the clients as well as when we take up certain tasks for on our own selves. When I did this course quite some time back, when I took it up on myself. So like we've seen how it is and like what changes it brings to a person. Arts is not only drawing or painting, but it also involves various other forms of art other than visual arts. Also, we have music, we have dance, we have the not dance is nothing but body movement therapy, and there is this drama, role play, chair technique, which you call them otherwise in simpler terms, and other sorts of creative speaking, writing, storytelling, narrative skills. There's so many other ways in which we generally connect ourselves with art as a therapeutic tool. Today we have Mushida ma'am to enlighten us with some new knowledge, and she will share her experiences with the art. She is a counseling psychologist and who's someone who's done her specialization in acupuncture as well as aromatherapy. And she's been with Mind Makeup Clinic for some time, and she would share her insights, which would be enlightening us today. Welcome, Mushida ma'am. I give the floor to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. It's
Good
my
evening, ma'am.
absolute pleasure. Yeah, good evening. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to our celebration of World Art Day, a day dedicated to the universal language of creativity, expression, and imaginations. Art has been a mirror to our society, a bridge between culture and voice for the voiceless. So, from the ancient cave paintings to modern digital creation, art continues to shape how we see the world and how we connect with one another. Today, we are not just honoring the painters, sculptors, and performers, but also the storytellers, designers, photographers, and dreamers. Every soul who dares to see the world differently and express it boldly. So, as we come together to celebrate this vibrant spirit, let us remember that art is not confined to museum or galleries. It lives in our communities, our streets, our homes, and within each of us. So, let's celebrate the creativity, let's honor the artist, and most importantly, let's never stop creating. So, let's get into the topic now. So, it makes you what is art? It makes you think. It is usually visual. It can be beautiful and it can be expressive and it requires skill and imagination. So, let's see what is the definition. So, art is the representation and replication of something beautiful or meaningful. And it's an expression of subjective experiences and emotions.
Ma'am,
So,
just
art is the arrangement of. Yes, ma'am?
okay, just a second. Can you please move on to the previous slide? We'll just give it a reading.
Yeah, sure.
It makes you think. Visual language requires skill and imagination. It is expressive. It can be beautiful. It is usually visual. Nice, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, next slide. Can I move to next slide,
Yes.
ma'am? Okay. So it is something that it is a representation or replication of something which is beautiful or meaningful. So expression of subjective experiences and emotions. So art is the arrangement of line, color, shape, and other aesthetic elements. So can I move on to the next slide, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. You please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So these are the different forms of art. So you can see in the picture that whatever we can represent the art, drawing, painting, calligraphy, fashion product, environmental art, sculpture, so dance, film, video, whatever we make for the badge, culinary art, and weaving, embroidery work, whatever it is, all is a kind of art in our day to day life. So art is another form of communication. So, art provides an alternative to the verbal language which can help with things like grief, trauma, and family conflict. So, art externalizes the problem. So, instead of talking, when our clients come to meet us, they can't express in talking. Whenever they are in the deep sorrow or any depression or something, they can create the external representation of the problem through art. If you give a bits and piece of paper, they can write something. They try to communicate us through art. And next one, art therapy isn't about the skill or the experiences. It is the idea of making that is anxiety provoking. Luckily, the art therapy, it doesn't judge. We all need is a pretty art from the heart. It's all that is required. So, art therapy provides the visual record of progress. So, art therapy has a unique advantage of providing the client with a visual record through which they can see how the work is progressed. So, it also improve our brain activities differently. When you incorporate art into the therapy, the multiple senses are engaged in our brain and it is integrated into the therapeutic process. Next slide, shall I move? Okay. So, expressive art therapy is an effective intervention of psychotherapy. So, these are the way of expressive art: music, play, writing, reading, and journaling, etc., dance, and drama. So, everything I've represented in the picture form. You can see it. So, art therapy. Coming to the art therapy, so I wanted to talk especially about truly powerful about this art therapy. It's in the world full of stress and pressure, the emotional challenges of art therapy offer the safe space for the expression, healing, and self discovery. It is not about being a great artist, it is about using creativity through drawing, painting, sculpting, or even simple dawdling to explore our emotions, reduce anxiety, and find inner peace. So, for many people, words aren't always enough, but through art, they can express what they feel, sometimes even realizing it without realizing it. That's the beauty of art therapy. So, it goes beyond the language and helping people to unlock emotions that have been buried deep inside. So, art therapy helps the children process trauma, supports the adults battling the depressions, and gives comfort to the elderly facing memory loss. So, it is used in hospitals, rehabilitation centers, and mental health clinics around the world. So, importantly, it reminds us that healing always comes from not only comes from the medicine, but also it comes from a brush, a color, and a blank canvas. So, let us embrace the idea that healing is personal and creativity can be the bridge to the healthier, more balanced life. And coming to the dance therapy. Dance therapy is something goes beyond the movement and rhythm. So dance therapy is also known as the dance movement therapy, which is powerful form of healing that uses the movement to improve our mental health, emotional and physical well-being. It is not about being a perfect dancer or knowing all the steps. It is about letting your body speak when words fall short. So when we move, we release stress, we connect our emotions, we express that we're not able to say out loud. So dance therapy helps people to cope with anxiety, trauma, depression, and even the physical pain. It is used with children, adults, and elderly people and people with disabilities because the movement is a universal language. In dance therapy session, every step is a stretch or sway has a meaning.
Ma'am,
So
I
it
think,
helps the people.
sorry, ma'am, I think Amala ma'am has a doubt. Is it so, ma'am?
Yes,
Yeah. Just wanted to ask, nowadays people go for Zumba. Is Zumba also a
yes,
form of dance therapy?
yes, exactly. That's what
Okay.
I try to say after this.
Oh,
What I am telling.
sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Please
Yeah.
continue.
So it's a universal language. It is a dance therapy session that every step, stretch, and sway has a meaning. So the people reconnect with themselves. So they gain confidence, they feel the sense of freedom. Sometimes healing doesn't happen in silence or stillness, also, it happens in a motion. So, dance therapy reminds us that our bodies that hold emotions, memories, and strength through movement, we can discover a deeper part of selves and take steps literally towards healing. As ma'am asked about the Zumba dance, it is a physical fitness for us. So usually we move our hands and legs normally to warm up. It's also a kind of dance steps. So we warm up ourselves every morning, and the Zumba dance we make heavy steps. The people who are interested in dancing, they have gone through some classical dances or whatever it is, they go for the Zumba dance because they have interest. And the people don't have interest in dance also, they go for Zumba dance for the physical fitness. It's really really very useful for us. Everyone can try it if you're really interested in it.
Mhm.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So next thing, we can go to the music therapy. So music therapy is always a special, have a special place in all our lives because it lifts our spirits, brings back memories, and speak to us when words can't. But today, I want to talk about the deeper side of music therapy. So, music therapy is a powerful tool that uses sound, rhythm, and melody to promote the healing. So, it is more just than listening to your favorite song, it is about using music to support the emotional, mental, and even a physical well being. In hospitals, in wellness centers, spa, they use the music to ease our pain and anxiety. So, for those who have battling depression or trauma, music becomes a safe space, a way to release emotion, tell their story, and they feel connected. What's incredible in that music therapy works for everyone is no matter is what is your age is and everything. The background or musical ability, whether it's playing an instrumental, singing, writing lyrics, or just listening, music has a way of reaching the soul when nothing else can. So, music therapy reminds us that healing doesn't always require words. Sometimes all it takes us a melody. So, another form of therapy is writing therapy. So, everyone knows that about writing is it's not so simple. It has more power. Writing therapy is an expressive writing that is just putting the words on this page. The way to heal. It gives people the space to release emotions. So reflect on experience and understand themselves better in the world that moves fast. So and often feels overwhelming. Writing can be a quiet personal path to clarify and peace. So when we write about our feelings, especially about the difficult ones, we begin to make sense of them. So we in turn have a confusion. We turn confusion into the understanding by writing. So pain into perspective, fear into strength, And Watts is through journaling, poetry, letters, storytelling. Writing allows us to explore what's going on inside without a fear of judgment. So, writing therapy helps us to manage our stress and also the heal from trauma and build confidence inside us. So, it gives the voice to those who have felt unheard. And the best part is, you don't need to be a professional writer, you just need the honesty, a pen, and the courage to begin. So, because sometimes the most powerful way to move forward is simply by writing it down. So, next one. The next form of therapy is the scribbling one. Scribbling is also a art. And before going to scribbling art therapy, I would make you to remember about the movie Vasul Raja MBBS. In that, you find a scene that the old man, the Kamalagasan says that the old man life is lies in the carom board sound. So when he starts playing the carom board, really he feel energetic and enthusiastic. After playing the carom board, he become really more energetic. Even though he's in the hospital getting the medicines, getting the care, it's not enough for him. But he likes to play the carom board. It's a simple scene you can see in that film. It's all and also about the scribbling art. Coming to the scribbling art, when you see in the movies, I like to connect with the movies also because in ghost movies or in scary movies, the pen is given to the person who's getting the affected by the ghost. They start scribbling and they try to say something. The director try to tell us that in the scribbling way, the person try to express something. So I want to tell surprisingly simple about the scribbling art is it's incredibly powerful. Scribbling is also a form of art therapy. Scribbling may be seen like a random lines or paper, something the children do without the thought. So, but in the world of art therapy, scribbling is much more. It is in the form of emotional release. So, a non-verbal way of expressing the feelings that are hard to say out loud. So we scribble, we don't worry about being perfect while scribbling. So we let go. So we move the pen freely and our hands start to speak for our hearts. So scribbling reduce anxiety, manage our stress, and uncover emotions we may not even know we are holding on to. So it often the first step in the art therapy because it breaks the barrier of fear. There is no pressure to draw something good, just marks, movement, and the meaning. So, scribbling reminds us the healing doesn't always have to be neat or structured. Sometimes it starts with a single, messy, beautiful line. So, let's try to do this activity now. All that you need is gather your materials, take a piece of paper, pencil, marker, whatever it is, optional eraser or digital stylus, whatever it is, and you can start doing some scribbling in the paper. So loosen your hand by drawing quick, random loop, zigzag circles, the focus on the fluid wrist and arm movements. Don't aim for perfection, just get comfortable. That's all. So, so lightly and freely move your pen or pencil around the page and don't lift the hand too often. So let the lines overlap and connect. These base scribble form the foundation of your drawing. So let's start doing the activity. Everyone is ready. Take some piece of paper and pencil.
I think once you're ready to work on the activity which ma'am is saying, let's put a thumbs up if we're ready with our material.
So I have displayed the gather your materials. You can see through that.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead with your instructions.
Okay. So as I told you, take a piece of paper, pencil, pen, or a marker, whatever it is, digital stylus or eraser, whatever it is. Loosen your hand by drawing quick, random loop, zigzag, or circles. Focus on fluid wrist and arm movements. So no need to be in the perfect form. Just get comfortable. That's all. So, lightly and freely move your pen or pencil around the page. So, don't lift your hand too often. Let the lines overlap and connect. And these base scribbles form the foundation of your drawing. After scribbling, finishing your scribbling, you can follow other instructions. So, identify the shape or form after scribbling. Look at your scribbles and try to spot some familiar space shapes like a face, animal, or object. So, you can rotate in all directions your paper and the page for new perspectives. This is like finding the picture in cloud. So you can define and emphasize, start enhancing the shape you see. Use darker, bolder lines to bring out the figure. Add more scribbles to build volume, shadow, or texture. So use tight, controlled scribbles to create facial features, outlines, or patterns. Keep building until the form becomes clearer and more defined. So, for example, you can see in the picture as I showed you, in that picture, you can see after scribbling, they have find something in the scribbles and they highlighted whatever they can do it in the scribbles in all directions. For example, you can see the picture. So after scribbling, you can add on the details. You can look to your scribbles, spot the familiar shapes like face, animal, or object. Animal or object, you can rotate the page for new perspectives. This is like finding the pictures in the cloud, as I told you. So you can define and emphasize in whatever shape you see. So you can use the darker or bolder lines to bring out the figure also. So the more scribbles to build volume, shadow, or texture. So that the scribble becomes more clear and more defined when you add some volume to it. If anyone finish, you can share your experience.
So I've looked in all the four directions, ma'am. One direction I can see a feather, and then I can see a mango.
Okay.
On the other direction, I saw an egg, but I want to connect it to the Easter egg. On the other
You saw
direction,
an egg, ma'am?
yeah,
Okay.
egg, and I feel it's the Easter egg.
Okay.
And
Okay.
on
Easter
the,
egg. Okay.
yeah, Easter is come. Easter, like after Good Friday, we have
Okay.
a thing, no.
Okay.
So on one side, when I'm looking at it, somewhere I feel like it's an embryo, some an image like a fetus. I'm able to see,
Okay.
and on the other side, I'm looking at all the four sides. On the other side, I'm able to
Okay.
see mountains and
Mm.
valleys.
Okay.
The other side, I also see a cone ice cream.
Okay. First what you saw in your scribble, ma'am?
It was a feather and a mango, ma'am.
Feather and a mango. You like your mango very much?
No, ma'am. I think currently it's just come out because there's a mango tree
Ah,
recently in my home where there are a lot of
okay.
mangoes, which I went and I just explored. So maybe that
Okay.
I'm reminded of. But this
Okay.
feather thing is like because we have a small garden setup behind.
Okay.
There are many birds which come frequently. So I think that way I
So,
connected. I think whatever was currently in my mind, I was able to like speak about it.
due to summer, you like to have ice cream, huh?
Ah, yeah, we bought some ice creams recently. So
Okay.
somewhere, whatever is there now, recently happening,
Yeah.
that was just
Yes.
I was just connecting to that.
So whatever it is, you're scribbling, whatever it comes to your mind currently, and whatever you're thinking currently, what you thought yesterday, today, it's come to your mind automatically when you're scribbling something, as ma'am told.
I'm not able to scribble, ma'am. I usually don't scribble much. Instead, I draw some things. Maybe you are able to see.
No, no,
No.
you can't scribble. I told in scribble you can find your findings.
Okay.
What is in your mind? We won't
What?
scribble. Just in the scribble, you can find out what is in your mind. That's all. It's just a art. That's it.
Okay.
So
Can I
what
share what I have
whatever
drawn?
you have done is
Yeah, sure,
fine,
you can
ma'am.
share.
Okay. I
Whatever you
have
have
drawn
done is
few
fine.
palm leaves, then a
Okay.
candle, a glowing
Okay.
candle. And
Okay.
because you said you can draw something spirally, I drew a spiral thing, then I connected it with a snail. Then because
Okay.
the snail has a spiral thing in the back. Then
Okay.
I tried to draw a girl, but it looks
Okay.
like she is in a yoga pose. Then I
Okay. You
have
like
drawn,
yoga, ma'am? You only asked about the Zumba dance?
yeah.
Yeah, you
Zumba class.
are much related to the physical fitness, right? You try to be physically fit.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what is represented in the scribble also. You asked me about the Zoom, but I can connect little.
Okay.
Am I right?
Then I have drawn a coconut tree.
Okay. You
Then I
have any coconut tree
literally tried
face
to
in your
scribble something, but it has come like a zigzag ladder.
okay.
That's all, ma'am.
So okay. Anyone can share your experience, what you have drawn? Anyone else?
Vidya ma'am.
Ma'am, ma'am, I had actually the first, and the scribble, the first thing which I was able to identify was a peacock. I mean, similar to a
Oh,
peacock, the shape that it came without the legs though. And then I found two eights, number eight,
okay. Okay.
uh, and then cone ice cream and a similar zero or something oval, something representing zero number.
Okay.
And a mountain with a beach, with, I mean, with the
Okay.
sea actually.
Okay. You like the sea view, ma'am? You like to stand in the shore and watch the sea water coming or something like
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
You like?
Yeah, I do like it, but it's been quite some time since I've been there. But I really like standing rather than getting inside. I really like standing there and watching the view.
Okay. Letter 8 is connected to you. Any special day for you?
Eight, I don't know whether it's a number, but I normally do this regular walks, in the form of eight.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
that I do
Okay.
every day. So that thing, that was able to do it.
It is like acupressure for your legs when
Yes,
you
ma'am.
do eight walk. Yeah. In the pebbles, if you walk in the eight shape, it is a very good for your health.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Pebbles, I don't know. I normally walk barefoot inside at home, I mean, outside home.
Okay.
That.
So
And this,
somewhat you're connecting to your daily activities
yeah, because peacock is something which often I see every day, right? Right from morning
every
till
day.
I go
Okay.
to sleep in the night, our house is surrounded by peacocks. So I get to
Yeah.
see them every time. So maybe that could
Super.
be
Nice. Nice.
really interesting, ma'am. Really.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Can we hear
Anyone
from
else? Maybe.
Sridhar? Sridhar, you're there?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Can I hear from you?
Yeah, so I drew, this is how mine came, but I don't like, I'm not able to make out anything like from this. Is my this thing visible? My
Uh, you're not able to make out anything from any direction?
yeah, it came like what I no no I got the water. The diagram I got, but I'm not able to like make out. And since I
Maybe
got
you
a
can try
mouse,
like for some more time by gazing at it. Hmm? Just do that.
yeah,
Huh? Can we hear
yeah.
from Geeta, ma'am? Geeta, ma'am is available? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
What?
I
Oh,
sorry. No, no,
Wow.
no. Wrong thing.
It's really colorful.
No, no, wrong thing. Sorry. So I just scribbled something, and then I discovered that on the left hand, it looks like campfire flame of a campfire going up in the sky, and then suddenly there is an animal. I saw, yeah, but this animal has I don't know how many legs, and then I see on the top right, it's a tree, tree-like structure. That's it.
beautiful, ma'am.
Beautiful. Nice. Ma'am is in the vacation mode. The campfire comes into the mind.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Gomati, ma'am? Anyone else wants to share anything?
Every time I draw a candle and some palm leaves. Does that infer anything?
Ma'am, can I just ask one question?
Yes,
Actually,
ma'am.
I am not at home or in office, so I could not scribble, but I am just listening.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just wanted to know, like, what crisp instructions we have to give to our client for the scribble therapy. Exactly, like I am listening carefully. So if you can,
Can you repeat your question, ma'am?
I'm saying, suppose I have a client. It happens to be a child with anxiety. For example, hypothetically, I'm thinking. So, what clear instructions I should give while I'm using scribble therapy?
Could you answer?
What should I tell this? Suppose this is a
Yes.
child, 12 years old child. So, what exactly should I tell this child?
So you can ask them to loosen their hands. They can feel free and scribble. They don't need to lift the hand too often. They can scribble in all directions.
Mm-hmm.
So after finishing that, they can watch the scribble and they can understand what it is. In all the directions, they can watch the scribbles, and whatever image comes into their mind, they can mark it. They can highlight that with the darker sketches or pencils so that they can understand what it is.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So that they can look into the scribble, whatever object they find, so they can mark it, so they can start enhancing the shape they see, so they can use darker or bolder lines to bring out the figure.
So the answer to what Ambala ma'am had asked, some of us also would might have in our mind. So what are we finding from these kind of objects? So for example, I was able to see a few objects like when Amala ma'am shared, when Geeta ma'am shared, and the others as well. So when we were able to see certain things. Here, there's a connect between the Freudian approach and what we are seeing. Here, how we are connecting that is there is a conscious, so, which we are very aware of. The conscious mind knows what what I'm doing. For example, when I was speaking about the feather and when I was speaking about the mango, whatever is currently today I went to the first floor to do some cleaning work and other things. So there were a lot of mangoes, green mangoes in the mango tree. I saw that, and there are a lot of birds which make frequent visits to the garden backside. So I see them, like I just saw them. I had to like clean up the compound wall as well because of those crow shit and other birds also, pigeon shit and all that. No, I was just trying to clean it because I was just doing some work upstairs. So this was something which was very much existing in my mind. And just a couple of days back, we just bought some ice creams and we put it inside the fridge. And though I didn't consume much of ice cream, but there were people at home eating ice cream. So that is something that is there in my pre-conscious. So pre-conscious is I know that something is there, but it's not going to take me great effort for me to go to the past and recollect what has happened and bringing it in. Just by thinking now, I'll be able to connect with what has happened a week back or a month back also. So when I was talking about Easter egg, also I just do have some Christian friends who indulge themselves in these kind of things, and they have my friend usually brings an Easter egg whenever she has these kind of occasions. But why that suddenly came to my mind was I was just thinking about the Easter. I mean, sorry, I was just thinking about Good Friday coming up. So the other what other things follow the Christian festivals, because I studied in a Christian institution where I had a lot of Christian friends, and it also took me to my childhood days where my friend used to every time bring these kind of whenever she makes some visits or something, no. Even when her mother went for a pilgrimage, she used to bring certain things to us, and so that way that is something which is there in my pre-conscious, I would say, though it is many years back, but I'm still in connect with that friend which is bringing me that memory. So that's one thing. But thirdly is the subconscious. What is there in our subconscious, sometimes maybe we can talk about it. Like ma'am was saying, candles and palm leaves, it could be somewhere in her conscious memory, or there could be something in her pre-conscious, or something is there in the subconscious. For me here, which I feel is in the subconscious is, I was talking to you about embryo. On one direction, I'm able to look at an embryo. Maybe that could be my own innate desire for conception. Maybe I'm just saying that for different people, it's different things. So I'm saying this because I was able to look at that, because there's something within me which is bringing that thought in me when I'm looking at it. Maybe the same image, if somebody else looks at it might be different for them. So I'm just trying to differentiate and tell you that the difference between conscious, which is we are very well aware of, pre-conscious, which we need to think a little bit to bring it in. And like the subconscious, which is like we are not very much aware that we are holding that in our mind. But these kind of activities like the scribble art technique which she taught us can bring that information. But because we are all participants today, in a common platform, we are not talking in depth about certain things which are very sensitive or touchy to us. But in a therapeutic session, when we have a good rapport with our clients, it's easy for us to probe. We need to structure our session in a way, and we can probe certain things in a non-offensive manner and get more information about it. For example, with whatever we shared today, like how she was probing us, she did not go in depth into any of our thing because this is a common platform. But in a but within four walls in a therapeutic session, she may ask even more questions about what does it mean to you, how do you connect with it. Then we also start talking more depending upon our connectivity with our therapist. In the beginning, I very well remember Mushida talking about connections. In an art therapy session, the first connectivity I think is with our ourselves, the connection with our own selves, then the connectivity in a therapeutic session which we can establish with our clients. And here, because you said like some of us were not very sure if this is what we are supposed to do or not, I'm just telling you that whatever we do is art here, and art is something which is non-judgmental, as ma'am said. And it's something which we can use in our day-to-day application as well. We're not restricting it to something else, because she put everything, photography or calligraphy, whatever, no, everything is like a form of art which is used currently, which we are using even without even awareness that that is something innate within us, which is bringing up those skills. Some of us could be fashion designers or any other forms of artistic ways, or even if our professions are different, we have different hobbies, which is our innate need to express ourselves and enjoy something within our souls. Yes, ma'am. So, to you.
Okay. So everyone shared your experience about the scribbles and art you found in that. Thank you all for participating in the activity. And I would like to share a few words about art. So Rene Magritte. So he has told about the art evokes the mystery without which the world would not exist. So Thomas Merton, art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time. Pablo Picasso, the purpose of art is washing the dust of daily life off our souls. And Edgar Degas, art is not what you see, but what you make others see. Jean Sibelius, art is the signature of civilization. So, I would like to end with certain words that only for the deaf and dumb people, we can communicate the world only through art. We can communicate through voice. We can communicate through our expressions. But those people with their art expressions through hands, they can communicate us only through the drawings, they communicate us. And also, the blind people also try to communicate themselves through only the form of art. For themselves, the art is more important rather than the normal people. All these disabilities people always communicate the things through art only. You can see them. So everything comes to their mind only through the form of art.
Ma'am,
With
sorry to
this, I would
interrupt.
end.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Instead of like
Yes.
using the word disability, maybe we can say visually challenged people
Yeah.
who
Visually
are
challenged
having
people.
challenges with hearing and who are having challenges with speaking. Maybe we can put it
Yes.
in a healthier
Yeah.
way, that
Healthier way.
rather
Yeah.
than
Exactly,
saying
ma'am.
that it is a disability.
Yeah.
And saying normal people, uh, maybe people who are functional.
Yeah. Exactly. So for them, they communicate only through the form of art. The art is more important to them. So, with this, I end my session and thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity. And thank you all for listening with the patient. Thank you.
Anyone has any questions to
Okay.
Murshida ma'am, you can go ahead. If you want to give her a feedback, please go ahead. Anyone can speak about your takeaway, what newly you learned, or what you understood, or how was your experience. Anyone can speak.
Ma'am, I just have one clarification.
Yes.
Is it like scribble art, that the activity that we did? Is it only to find objects, or it can also be used to make some designs? In the art, but whatever kind of designs that we can make turn it make the kids or something. Because I've seen kids that, especially in kids, I've seen, no, they do just some scribbling and they just try to color it with different colors. Uh,
Yes.
so can we also go in that format, or it's like mainly?
Yes. Yeah. The kids' first writing form of writing is only scribbling, no.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the scribble, you can find many things. It's not only what you understand or what you turn the page, the object, or just for example, I told you,
Mm,
you can do the scribbling in any form, whatever form you like. It doesn't have any rules and regulations.
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else? Would you like to give
So
a
studying
feedback?
about the interpretation of what we have drawn is a different platform, is it, ma'am? How to
Yes.
interpret.
Yes, that is a different platform. Just it's a simple activity of art therapy I gave you now. I'm
Okay.
not going anything depth.
Okay. Ma'am. Hmm.
So, can you give us a feedback about what your takeaway, your new learning was from ma'am's session today? Anyone can
Hmm.
go ahead.
It's interesting to know that art helps us in so many ways to letting out our inner feelings. Even though we know it already, it is like a refreshing session for us.
Thank you, ma'am. Can I hear a few words from Vidya ma'am about your takeaway?
Ma'am, definitely the session was really interesting. Though I mean, aware of the various forms of arts, like especially the new words that I heard today was like the photography, calligraphy. Even through that, you can actually find out, you can we can make a therapy from it. And especially the scribbling art, it's completely, for me it was new, because I've seen in kids it is very, for them it's natural, like they are able to just interpret any kind of objects in the scribbling art. But when it comes to adults, it's really tough. We really have to put in our mind to search for the objects initially, because that's how clouded we are in the completely out of sync with our true self. So this really gives a clear picture about how much we really need to go back into ourselves, to find our real thing. So it was really interesting, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Can we hear a few words from Sridhar? Geeta ma'am?
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So yes, the session was really nice, particularly the scribbling activity. Though like earlier I heard of it, like practiced it. So doing that is something which was something new to me.
Thank you, Sridhar. Geeta ma'am, you're
Welcome.
available?
Yes. So what I felt was it's such a simple activity because when you say scribble, anybody can scribble. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be comfortable with art. So I think if somebody comes to us and says, "I cannot draw. I don't know to draw. I'm not sure. I'm not good at painting." If they feel very insecure, then we can start off with this. So it's a good activity to start. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Is Gomati ma'am available? All right. Thank you, Murshida ma'am, for this wonderful session. It was really insightful and helpful to most of us. A few words from you to our audience today.
Thank you all for your participation in the scribbling art, and everyone participated with the energetic and enthusiastic, and you all expressed your feelings in the scribbling art. And I thank everyone for your patience and listening to the whole session very patiently. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for being part of the team of art for unity and healing today. Thank you, Mushida ma'am. I request the
Thank you,
evening
ma'am.
batch participants to stay on the meet, and the others we can wind up. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending today.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.